Hey, hello, I'm Tunesy, if you couldn't tell by the channel name, of course. Oh my goodness, we're on day freaking 1, 2. 12, we're on day 12. Whoa, whoa. It's almost freaking October, guys. Can y'all believe that? It's almost freaking Halloween. Also, I realized I was doing my research, okay? But I realized that this series might end on October 31st, aka Halloween. No way. This year, I'm being freaking what's his name? Edward Scissorhands. I'm being Edward Scissorhands this year. Don't I look like him already? Plus, matches. If you know, you know. So with my hair, I'm gonna make it freaking all crazy and stuff, and then I'm gonna wear, what he wears, and then scars on my face. Maybe I'll post a little short video for Halloween or something like that. Actually, no, wait. I'm already posting a video on Halloween. I can't post two. Who do y'all think I am? I cannot grind that much. Like I said, after this series, I'm taking a break for maybe a month. Again. Don't expect to hear from me for a while. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe like a month or a few weeks. Um, but yeah, today we're doing freaking state Idaho. Potato! 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 Anyways, yeah. Oh, and today's song of the day is My Love by Modern Baseball. The genre is alternative slash indie. And yeah, let's get started. Today's crime scene is about the Lewis Clark Valley murders, aka the Lewis Clark Valley disappearances. That's what I'm gonna call it because, I mean, yeah, the people were murdered, but also they disappeared out of sight, out of nowhere. Um, the first part, by the way, is taking place in Washington, but the rest of the story is taking place in Idaho. Just a little disclaimer, by the way, just because I don't want to seem like I'm doing Washington and name it Idaho when it really isn't Washington. The story's based in Idaho. It's formally in Idaho. So yeah, let's get started. 12-year-old Christina Lee White was last seen in Assotin, Washington on April 28th, 1979, the day of the Assotin County Fair Parade. At the time she disappeared, in 1979, the first report stated Christina had vanished from the Assotin County Fairgrounds. These reports, some from school friends of Christina, indicated she had last been seen later in the evening around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m., and some placed her at the fair as late as 10:30 p.m., when she was on her way home at that time. Christina's mother, Betty, reported that Christina had called her at around 2 p.m. from a friend's house to report feeling ill. In the days following Christina's disappearance, Betty recalled that she and Christina had planned to meet at the prearranged meeting place downtown in Elsoton during the phone call, but when Betty arrived, Christina was not there. In later years, Betty stated that she told Christina to walk home and that she would watch for Christina to arrive at an intersection down the street from their home. In both versions, according to Betty, Christina never came, and Betty assumed she had gotten better and returned to the fair. Christina's schoolwork was discovered in pieces at a field outside of Assotin a few weeks after she vanished. Christina was also seen riding her white 10-speed bicycle at the time of her disappearance. It has never been located. And I didn't put on here, but the phone call was tracked to was owned by the wife who was the man that killed the people later in the story from Idaho. So some sort of made the discovery that maybe the person behind the killings in Idaho was also the killings of um the one that did the one in Washington, which is why this is sort of in the story. But now let's get actually into the Idaho one, just because, this is not about Washington, it's about Idaho. Christine Noel David was last seen on a bicycle on June 26, 1981, while traveling from Moscow, Idaho, south on U.S. Highway 95 to Lewiston, Idaho. David's dismembered remains were first found on July 4th, 4th of July, oh my gosh, 1981, 6 miles west of Clarkson, Washington, and just west of Silicate Island, in and along the Snake River. The following day, some of the bones were discovered somewhere down the river. The body parts were wrapped in pages from several local newspapers' editions from April 1981, and the remains were hidden inside black plastic bags, clothing, other personal belongings, and David's blue 10-speed bicycle were never found. Several people who were traveling on Highway 95 the day David vanished claimed to have seen a woman who matched David's description being approached by a man in a brown vehicle on the west or southbound side of the road just outside Genesee, Idaho. According to additional eyewitnesses, the same man approached or interacted with various female cyclists and pedestrians on Highway 95 the same day. Christina Diane Nelson and her stepsister Jacqueline Ann Miller disappeared while walking from Nelson's apartment to a grocery store in downtown Lewiston, Idaho on September 12th, 1982. On the same night, Stephen Purcell also went missing from the Lewiston Civic Theater. He asked his friend to drop him off so he could do some laundry washing and clarinet practice. He worked there as a janitor. He has not been seen or heard from since. Purcell left his clarinet at the theater. He also left an uncashed paycheck at his apartment and his car parked at a friend's house. Purcell was well known to both women and had a big brother-like relationship with them. They only lived a few blocks away from his apartment, and on their way to the store, they would have passed the theater and may have even gone inside. Nelson had worked as a janitor at the theater before quitting, and Purcell took her position. Purcell and Nelson had also both attended Lewis Clark State College. The remains of Nelson and Miller were found on March 19th, 1984, in rural area 35 miles from Lewiston near Kendrick, Idaho. Investigators were unable to determine the cause of Nelson's death, but determined that Miller had been murdered. Purcell was never located. Investigators initially suspected Purcell may have been involved in the Nelson Miller abduction and murders, but later stated that all three had probably been in or near the theater at the time they vanished and were likely victims of the same killer. Authorities believe it is possible that Purcell was killed after witnessing their murders. In 1984, Idaho State Police stated that the serial killer, Otis Toole, had implicated himself in the murder of David and was their strongest suspect, but added that two other men had also confessed to the same crime. In 2009, a retired Lewiston police detective who had also interviewed Toole stated that he had ruled him out of respect. In 1995, Lewiston police announced that Nelson, Miller, and Purcell may have been murdered together inside the Lewiston Civic Theater by another theater employee. The suspect, who was present at the theater the night of the trio's disappearance, had also lived in the home from which White disappeared in 1979. In 1998, authorities from Spokane, Washington, who were investigating the killings that would later be attributed to Robert Lee Yates, interviewed this same suspect. The same year, Lewiston police stated their belief that Christian David's murder was linked with the other Lewiston-era murders and disappearances. A 2009 news report stated that David had worked for a time at the Lewiston Civic Theater and may have known the same theater employee suspected in the Nelson Miller Purcell case. In 2011, a 53-minute documentary examining the case, Confluence, was released, which identified the then unnamed suspect. An Assotin County police detective who appeared on the program reaffirmed the links police had made earlier between the White and Purcell disappearances and murders of Nelson and Miller, stating they were likely the work of the same killer. The program also linked the suspect with 3 other cases in and outside the region. Geez, there's a lot of disappearances in this series. I didn't think a lot of people just disappeared out of nowhere. Well, I mean, I guess it happens for a reason. You know that one saying, you can't just freaking grow legs and walk. They can't just grow legs and walk out of nowhere. So, someone's responsible for the disappearances. I don't think they ever caught the guy, by the way. Because when I was doing research, they didn't say they caught the guy. So, interesting thoughts. But, yeah, that'll be the end of today's video. Tomorrow's already day 13. After that, it's going to be freaking day 14. A whole 2 weeks. Oh my goodness. And then 15. And that means I'm going to be, I don't know. But yeah, imagine if there was 6, 7 states. Anyways, this video was sort of short. I was going to do originally a recent one that just happened, which was a 2022 Idaho University shooting, which was that just happened in 2022. But I decided not to, and I decided to do this one instead. I changed it last minute, by the way. Like, I literally just changed it today. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm working my butt off on all these, by the way. Because like when I'm at school, I have nothing to do because I finished all my work, so I just sort of like write the script on my computer. It saves me time, I get to edit when I get back home and don't have to worry about writing a script for tonight's video. Just saying, save me time. Also, the video I'm filming Friday. So when I film it Friday, it will come out Sunday. The video on Sunday that I post, it's gonna be a bit different. It's not gonna be as dark as this. It's gonna be a bit lighter. So yeah, just because I'm so busy Sunday. No, I'm so busy Friday that it's gonna affect my recording thing. I won't be home later tonight, and so yeah. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Really hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.